What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 61, and we're back to break down all of the results, not all of the results that matter, really. PFL 2023 championship bouts. To start it off, I guess before I start it off, I gotta start off the podcast right. If you guys enjoy the content, like and subscribe, drop a comment, it helps out. We got the little links in the description down below for our Twitch accounts. Let's go. But yeah, PFL time though. To start it, after all these fights and everything, do you think it was worth $50? How do you think this pay-per-view, how do you guys think the pay-per-view did? That's like my real first question on this.
Overall, I'm sure it didn't do great. It's PFL, respectfully. I enjoyed it though. And
it was...
I was going to say, and just like contributing to PFL and supporting them so that they can get bigger, I think it was worth it. It really wasn't like a terrible card.
So someone asked on Twitter, like, not so much, it was like, so after the card, rate how it was, like, out of 10. And I'm like, for a pay-per-view, like, in terms of, like, entertainment quality and things like that, I'm like, a 4. If this was, like, a free fight night, I'd probably be a 5 or a 6 just because it wouldn't be, like, I had to pay extra for it, but it just was...
Damn, you really feel
kind
that
of
way?
lackluster.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I actually do feel...
I feel like for me, the reason why it was lackluster is just because of the way it ended with the main event. But other than the main event, I liked the fights. I enjoyed them. I think they were good. But I mean, I guess we could just start at the main event. But I enjoyed them.
Terms of, like, I'm talking mainly in terms of like the pay-per-view itself, like, because the prelim fights that I saw were good. The first fight was good, and then it just kind of teeter-tottered from there.
Well, I guess we should just get into it then, because we clearly have differing opinions on these, and that's great.
So the main event. Going into it, we knew that this should be the main event because of like the two names involved, the potential of it. OAM coming back for a second championship in a row. Clay Collar, he's made it up the rankings a little bit. You know, I'm pretty sure into the semifinals like a few times. Finally gets into a championship bout. And OAM gets the unanimous decision win. I don't remember all of the scorecards off.
It was 49-46.
49-46 across the board.
Okay.
Fourth round went to Clay, and
that's
then
what it should be.
1 through 3 and 5 was OAM.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a... Like, I knew that there was, like, 49-46. I didn't know if it was, like, all three of them across the board.
Yeah, it was across the board.
But yeah, it just kind of sucks because it was kind of what I was expecting if OAM was going to win, where he was going to be dominant in the grappling, he was going to be able to control him. But I thought it would be much more clinching, like either out and open, out up along the cage, and I thought that Clay Howard would be able to get just really good work in there, and just it would just be like a struggle for OAM. And like you said, 1 to 3 and round 5.
It was all the same.
Yeah.
It was like, they were on the feet for a little bit. Clay and OAM just kind of throwing some shots. OAM takes him down real quick, gets the back, locks in the body triangle, and just doesn't do anything from there. He had one serious submission attempt in the 5th round where he was actually really close to getting the RNC. But other than that, like, it was a little bit like a little face crank here and there, little pitter patter shots, nothing crazy. Clay would flip over. He would still have the body triangle. He wasn't landing any ground and pound. He would kind of just stand there. Clay would try to shake him off, just move around. Like, it was incredibly boring. Super dominant of OAM, but it just wasn't fun to watch until the 4th round. The 4th round was the only good round when we actually got like Clay being able to pull out the fight, because he was stuffing some takedowns. He was touching him up. He was ripping body shots. It was a Clay collared round for sure. But then 5th round went right back to it, and it was like, okay.
Right back into the same shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like, because like we were saying during the fights, it's like, dude, this is just, it's dominant, but there's nothing going on, This isn't a mauling, but this is the dominant round. Like, he's winning the fight, but it's like, he's doing it in the most predictable and boring fashion.
It's obviously getting someone's back and having like a large amount of control time there. Like, that's an insanely dominant position to have, and like that's a great thing to achieve in a fight. Like, it's a hard thing to do that. Like What, the fucking two, like, most notable people, like, off the top of my head that can just be like, okay, body triangle and I'm on your back is fucking Aljamain and Patchy Mix. Like,
Exactly.
like, Aljo former champ, like, Patchy Mix current champ. It's like...
But the difference is that Aljo's way more heavy with the ground and pound when he gets there, and he'll go for more sub attempts, and same with Patchy. Patchy's more than likely going to wrap something up when he gets there, and if not, he's going to beat you up. Like...
Exactly.
OAM just held him.
That's the thing, is like a lot of the guys who I can think of, like who it's like, the human backpacks, the ones you just mentioned, Patchy Mix, Aljamain, retired now, but Damian Maya.
Yeah.
If he got your back, the fight was over.
Yeah. Like so it just, and then just the biggest frustrating thing for me is, like, I know Clay's like mainly a striker and mainly a boxer, but it's like, you're 30 years old. This was your 35th professional bout. And dude just had no awareness to, like, the body lock and, like, using his legs in, like, a jiu-jitsu concept at all. Like, it is such a, like, even to, like, I don't know, just trying to use your legs to, like, pry apart theirs. And, like, that's, like, that's definitely a harder jiu-jitsu thing to do. But even, like, to just roll to the side where the lock is on, and then using that pressure to end, like, trying to release it a little bit, rolling it, you know what I mean? It's just there was just none of that. He was just so content, like, okay, you got my back, well, let me try and stand up. And it's like, and like I forget, like, who I remember hearing it from, but it was like a while ago. And it's like, when you're practicing, like, in the gym and you're doing jiu-jitsu, and if someone takes your back, do you just stand up and then try and defend the rear naked choke or anything, like, of standing on your feet? No one fucking does that. Why are you gonna do that in a fight? It doesn't make sense.
Maybe that's how Clay trains.
It was disappointing, stupid, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's his 35th professional bout, and you don't even have the basics down. Come on, man.
And it's like, I get it. It's a big opportunity, a big moment, like the biggest fight of his career. And OAM, he is clearly a physical fucking force and a dominant, like, just a dominant fighter at 155. Like, he, like, just looking at both of them, like, he's just way more built up and shredded than Clay. You know what I mean? Just Clay looking way more like your fucking average guy in there, and it's just, yeah. But I mean, overall though, OAM just. It like, you can't take it away from him. It was like a dominant victory at the end of the day. He easily won that fight, and dude just won fucking another $1 million in another year straight. So it's like,
so it's great for him. And I mean, how old is he? 35 years old now?
34, I believe.
Like, yeah, go for him.
So with that, he leading up into it, he was talking about that this could possibly be his last fight. Afterwards, he was saying that he wants to take a year off and that this is more than likely going to be his last fight. Do you guys want to see him back in the PFL at all? Do you think he should just call it a day and retire after making $2 million and some after winning 8 fights in a row? You know what I mean? Like,
him taking a year off and him being 34, he probably doesn't want to go through the tournament again, just, cutting weight every 2 months, fighting every 2 months.
Yeah, for sure.
But I could definitely see him with the merger happening and with them actually, like, it being finalized. PFL has officially bought Bellator, just them talking about running like the actual Bellator shit and letting the fighters choose where they want to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen him even like sooner than a year, like maybe like in 8-10 months or so, just like, what, if Bellator is holding an event and they have someone for me to fight, I'll fight there. I could see him fighting like 1 to 2 times a year just in Bellator for now, I got
so probably like quarter 4 or something, like fighting for the Bellator champ, like at 155, whoever like it is at that point.
Yeah, no, I could easily see that happening, just because, like, the biggest reason he wants to take the year off and all that isn't just, like, health and all. It's just, like, he's like, I don't get to spend as much time as I want with my kids, with my family. Like, and that's, doing, like, this, like,
April
tournament is hard.
I was going to say, and he did it 2 years in a row, April to November, every 2 months. He gets those few months off, but it's like... What time is that when you have kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, exactly.
I'm sure those 2 months in between fights, he's probably fucking like in an ice bath majority of the time for like a week after the fight, and then it's like right back into fucking training. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like
probably don't even get a week to fucking just like, I have to fucking relax my body. Like it's
that that's what I mean. Like, it's just like, take your time. Like, and if this was his like last fight, then it was his last fight. I completely understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. 34 years old, because yeah, I
if he
think
invests his money wisely, like, he wouldn't need to really work again.
yeah, like 10-0 in fucking PFL, went on an amazing run, just won $2 million straight. Like, yeah, that does not need to. Like, he definitely does not need to fight again if he doesn't want to, Like,
yeah, because I mean, we're talking about the $2 million that he won, but it's like he's also getting a show and win money per each fight too.
Exactly.
So that's 8 fights each season plus the $2 million that he's just gotten. Like.
Yeah.
And he could honestly like be an analyst. Like, if I'm remembering right, like he's pretty well spoken. He could be an analyst for like PFL or ESPN. Like, he could easily do that if he wanted to, and
for sure
make money doing that. Just have his own YouTube channel, do his own thing. Like, he could easily just make money where he wants, do some seminars every like 4 months or whatever.
For sure, yeah, like, because he probably don't want to sit down and be bored. Like, there's plenty of options for him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why, like, I just every time I just going through like some of these guys' records and shit, and you just like see it, and like with the PFL, it's just so awesome because 2018 and 2019 goes on a 3-fight losing streak in the UFC. Alexander Hernandez, Gilbert Burns, Arman Tsarukyan doesn't get a fight from July of 2019 until June of 2021. His first fight in the PFL, and from June of 2021 to now, 10-fight win streak, and yeah, $2 million like checks on top of that.
That's a rough 3 fucking fights.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Hernandez, Burns, Tsarukyan.
Yeah, and then
Jesus.
And then to be fair, like his run in the PFL, like Marcin Held, Daryl Horcher, Natan Scholl, Haush Manfio, Alex Martinez, Stevie Ray, Burgos, Anthony Romero, Bruno Miranda, not like those two were definitely on the lighter side of his competition, like for this year.
Yeah.
But then Clay Collard, like basically all of his fights in the PFL are against like good, tough veteran guys. You know what I mean? Like it's just fucking awesome, man. Like just over 2.5 years, or just under 2.5 years. Sorry, just millionaire now, set for life. Just awesome to see.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so like we said, lackluster main event, but the co-main event though, Renan Ferreira taking on Denis Goltsov. Ferreira's just a freak, man. Like it just going into it, we're talking about it. It's like it's probably going to be a quick finish. It's not going to go too long. And it's like if one of these guys just lands clean, that's going to be it. You know what I mean?
And gotta admit, we were all worried after that first round because we're like, fuck. It's going to be a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
No. Because I'm literally sitting there. It's what at that point? 11?
Just late.
Or something. And I'm just sitting here like, I have fucking work tomorrow. Maybe we can get the second round finish. 2 minutes, 26 seconds. What, 26 seconds later? Not 2 minutes, 26 seconds later.
Yep.
We get the knockout, and I'm like, thank God.
Yeah. Big shot, drops him, finishes, follows up with some punches on ground, finishes them off. And yeah, man, it's fucking 6'8" with 85-inch reach. It's like you could do some pretty special things at the fucking heavyweight division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah, but it was like with him going in there 11-3 and 3 no contests against Denis, who was 32-7. It was just like, damn, he might. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I thought that Denis was going to be able to do it, but like you said, a real heavyweight first round, it was Denis laying on top of Renan, right? For 5 minutes basically.
Yeah.
And then 26 seconds in, just Renan knocks him the fuck out. Like, okay.
Just think.
That's that, I guess.
Yeah. And so, and it's funny because, like throughout like the broadcast and stuff, like for the championship fights and whatever, like they're showing the Bellator champs, they're like doing all these things. And again, they keep on showing Ryan Bader, and it's like, oh, there's some big guys in there. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, well, I want to get in there with either one of them. And then afterwards, Renan's like, I want Ngannou.
Yeah. It's like, and plus, like, fucking Ryan Bader. I just want to know, like, what room in his house he was in, because it's like he was just like sat up against a wall, like a literal just a room with walls. Like there was nothing.
Maybe he's a floor
there.
guy. He likes sitting on the floor.
It was just the funniest thing, but yeah, no. honestly, I don't care if Bader fights him or not. I more want to see him versus Francis, just because it's the only name they got. The other thing they're throwing out there right now is Deontay Wilder in a mixed rules bout. So it's like,
and that was going to be my question. It's like, do you think he should get the Ngannou fight or the Bader fight? Which would you guys rather see? Like, how?
I think the better fight would be Francis. The only thing is that is the PFL going to make that fight? Because, Francis talking about how in his contract, it's like his opponent is guaranteed, $2 million?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't have it to pay that, then, they did just hand out like $6 million, so they clearly have millions. But if they don't have the money to pay it, they're not going to make it.
Allegedly, they have millions. But
exactly. It's just if they don't have the money to pay it, they're not going to make it. But that is the fight that I would like to see.
Yeah, because that's kind of the thing. It's like, damn, they'd be paying Hedden $3 million in the past, 4 months at that point.
Yeah, he'd be fucking set. But honestly, because it was also in listening to the post-fight press conference or whatever, and listening to Don Davis talk about it a little bit. He was saying that they have 2 names as options for Francis, one of them much better than the other. And he was like, we can't say wasn't gonna get into specifics. Obviously, the one is fucking Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Because he even said that was gonna be a mixed rules boxing fight. And then I don't know who the other name could be, but clearly they want a bigger fight for Francis. In his first PFL fight.
Yeah.
And Henin just won this championship, but I just feel like. He still doesn't have any real name value or anything like that,
Not at all.
So no. I feel like it would be much better for him to fight Ryan Bader next. You can get the PFL versus Bellator champion, and then it's whoever wins that, then that's a fight that makes more sense for Francis, because then at that point, now it's if the PFL does their fucking job right, it's you have the lineal UFC champion fighting the lineal PFL and Bellator champion. You know what I mean? It's that is a way to just start to bring that shit together. You know what I mean? I don't know, that would just be crazy. Then Ngannou's one fight away. All he needs is that Anatoly fight, and he can fucking unify all 4 major fucking promotional belts. That's pretty awesome.
That would be awesome.
We're pretty damn close to that. But so that's what I would like to see, honestly. I feel like that's a much better path.
No, yeah, it's definitely a really good point.
KSW and shit.
Huh?
Then you start bringing in KSW and a couple other ones. Ryzen,
did you see that Don Davis said that he's open to working with Ryzen and shit like that?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Because they already had that working relationship with Bellator, so and that's what I was. Man, it's also what I was saying if they also brought in Scott Coker, they'd still be able to do that. Weird.
But yeah, so good shit for Henin, man. Wins $1 million. He's talking, in the preview, just a wacky ass fucking run through the PFL so far, but this year was finally his year and was able to fucking change his life, so that's just fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
And from one Brazilian champ to another, this time PFL history being made. I was saying, it feels like cheating a little bit.
You don't need to bring it up.
I have to bring it up. Larissa Pacheco, she won the championship last year at women's lightweight, and they didn't have lightweight this year, only featherweight, so of course she competed in that one, and she wins the title this year. So the first PFL 2-division champion. Again, that just kind of feels like cheating. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
It's like Amanda Nunes being a double champ. It's yeah, she was a double champ, but obviously.
Okay, no, because she at least got the belt with, you know what I'm saying?
With Cyborg, it's fair.
Yeah, so she got it against somebody who was actually competing at 45 and then went to 35 and got it off of other people. Yeah. She just didn't defend it.
Yeah.
No, she defended multiple times, but it just people that didn't matter.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She didn't for real. So it's a little different because she at least got it, so she deserves that. But I feel you because it's everyone that was competing at 155 literally just went down to 145, and it was the same run of people. Yes. I mean, there was
Kayla,
there was some different people, but it was mainly who we saw last year at 155.
Mm-hmm. And that was the thing, it's different from Amanda Nunes as well, because Amanda Nunes, I think, has literally beat every 135 champ and every 145 champ.
Yep.
So, like, it is a little different because she did win it off Misha Tate.
She's got to come back, and I mean, well, she did have to originally only fight Nico Nico Montano? I don't remember her name. And then she would have been, because she had to win over Valentina, so she would have had all 125 champs too. But now she would need to be Alexa Grasso as well. But yeah, so if you don't count Nico, she has a win across every UFC champ in 3 divisions other than Alexa now adding to that. But you know,
and there's no way. Like, actually, no wait. No, Nunes never fought Andrade.
No.
But either way,
Larissa
Pacheco, she gets it done in. I don't think anybody expected this at all.
No.
She got the unanimous decision. It was overall easy for her. There were some parts that got a little very scary, but I just got to give it to Marina real quick. She is tough as hell.
Yeah.
Larissa said it too. Like, she did not expect her to be this tough because Larissa did her thing where she was bombing on her, but Marina was just there to fucking eat those shots. It was the first round, right? Where she got, or was it the second round? It was the first round where Marina got attempted to get the knee bar. It was in real deep. She was just cranking on it.
Oh my God.
Larissa staying like as composed as she can, just eventually got herself out. But we were honestly worried because it was closer to the end of the round. And it was like, damn, when she gets off of that stool, will she still be able to walk? You know, like, is it just the adrenaline keeping her going right now? But she was okay. And she just kept doing what she does, stalking her down, landing bombs on her. Marina would land shots on her that it's like, okay, this is scary because what if, like, Larissa's not going to eat the shit, but she did continue to keep moving because none of them stopped her, like, for a second because, she got hit. But then right on the hunt, it was, I don't know, not what I expected. I expected Marina to go the fuck down because Larissa was just landing nice shots on her. Overall, what was it at the end? How many punches?
The strikes? I'm pretty sure it was like 155 landed for Larissa.
That's what I thought. It was like 155, 157, somewhere around there. Marina was, I think, at what, like 70? Or not even there? I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm pulling them up right now. My bad.
You're good. My bad.
155.71. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the total strikes landed at the end of it. But no, it, like you said, like overall, it was like, like you said, kind of like. I don't know. I feel like it's even kind of hard to say like it was an easy performance, just because it was like, Marina did like you said, Larissa even said it, like she was so much tougher, like she was able to hang around like far later than she expected. And so like that's why I kind of want to ask, because I know like we talked about it a little bit, but like I don't know exactly how you feel, Ginger. So because it's like everyone in the fucking world was like, all right, Larissa is knocking her out like probably within 2 rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With it going to like all 5 rounds, do you think it was like, what do you think it was that like we were just all so off on it? You know what I mean? Like, do you think Marina's just that much better than what we gave her credit for? Or do you think it was Larissa just not having that great of a performance, or like, just what do you kind of think and attribute it to like it going 5?
I just think it was us underrating Moreno's toughness, and just because like she's never been finished before this. So I think we just all were like, yeah, but she's never fought Larissa, like, you know what I mean? I think we had this
by no one like her.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it was the same thing like we all were doing with, well, I didn't do it with this fight, but the Dalby Gabriel Bonfim fight, where it's just like, yeah, he's never been finished, but he's never fought this you know what I mean? It's like we just all kind of did the same thing in this one, where it's just like, yeah, she's never been finished, but she hasn't fought Pacheco before.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it came from.
Yeah, I think it was like a lot of that we definitely just didn't give Marina the credit that she could be tough enough to get through it. But also, I wonder if like, because I was saying it to Jimmy, we were just talking about it yesterday, and it's like, I wonder if, like, after 1, I wonder if she didn't expect to go 5 rounds. So, like, she just wasn't exactly ready for 5 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't. Maybe physically, yes, but mentally not exactly, because she thought it was going to be easier because it's been easier for her every other time.
Yeah.
And also, like, I wonder what type of adrenaline dump she had after that knee bar. Because she was, like, even though she stayed composed and she was able to get herself out of there, she survived. That doesn't mean that her insides weren't, like, all freaked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that she got an adrenaline fucking rush from that, and then she got out, the bell went, she got to the stool. I wonder what type of dump she got from it, you know? And like that just gave her, she kind of just slowed it down a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's fair as well. Like, that's kind of the thing, is just that second round knee bar, like, that's going to throw a wrench into your plan no matter what, because now you're like, oh shit, I was almost got there. It's the Volkanovski, you know, escaping the mounted guillotine. Like, he was like, that was, I'm about to lose my belt tight. I think that's what she was thinking too. It's like, I'm about to lose my fucking belt. I'm gonna survive, but I might lose my fucking belt here.
Yeah.
So just pump the brakes and just do what you need to do.
Nah, yeah.
Because then even, what was it, the fourth round that she went for the triangle and kind of turned it into like a half arm bar, because Marina ended up standing up from it, and she was just hanging upside down, and then Marina fell back with it and tried taking her heel. And, like, that was a really close heel hook attempt too. Like, there was like a couple of attempts where it was like, yeah, it was kind of scary for Larissa, but on the feet she was eating some shots, but she was definitely just walking her down and beating her up. Like, it was bad. Marina was running away and on her back foot a lot throughout this fight. Like,
but yeah, for her to hang around 5, you know, with Larissa, it's like, yeah, she's game as fuck. Like, you know, saying, like, commentary saying and coming in, it's like 7-time Sambo world champ. It's like, that's an amazing fucking thing to have under your belt and under your resume. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like you said, going for the fucking heel hooks and like knee bar and shit. That just, I don't think Larissa was just expecting that kind of a fight at all. But
well, how could you when you've been like Tysoning everyone with fucking first round knockouts?
Yeah.
Like,
it was like, yeah, she had the decision with Julia Budd, like, to start off the season, and, you know, we were kind of talking about, it's like, all right, well, start of the season, who knows if this was the weight class, and just getting down to a new weight, everything, you know what I mean?
Right after the holidays. Like,
yeah, but then, like you said, yeah, just Mike Tyson
sub-minute
just
fucking knockouts.
Starch.
and then, exactly. So, I mean, overall, though, it was just another solid performance for Larissa. Still, again, 29 years old, just... Like, this kind of experience is so good for her, especially because, you know, like it's been talked about, PFL Bellator champs. She's now the champ, 145 pounds. Bellator, they got a 145 division, and that champ is Chris Cyborg. They've been saying, oh, you know, love to do Kayla versus Chris, but I don't care to see that at all at this point. It doesn't matter. As soon as Larissa beat Kayla Harrison, it was just like, okay, well, that's the better fight anyway now. Now, an entire another year and a run at the actual division of 145, proving she can make the weight and fight, like, you know, amazingly there. Bro, that's the fight to make. Just two Brazilian fucking legends, like, you know, Larissa, Brazilian legend in the making, and Chris, obviously a legend, you know, like.
That's what, Don Davis? That's his name?
Don Davis, yeah.
Yeah. That's what he was saying at the post-fight press conference. He was saying, like, yeah, we want to do Kayla versus Cyborg, but Larissa versus Nunes, not Nunes. Larissa versus Cyborg is the fight to make.
Yeah.
Like, that's the fight to make first.
Yeah, we'll see what Chris Cyborg wants to do. We'll see what, you know, PFL wants to run with, but Larissa definitely only has big fights and just bigger paychecks in her future, so would love to see it for her.
Hell yeah.
But moving from 145 to 170 pounds, welterweight championship. It was a rematch. Magomed Karamov versus Sadabusi. It was not this fight. As soon as the first round was like going through and it ended, I'm just like, this is not the fight that Sadabusi needs in order to win this.
Yeah.
Mago, he did start out with like a pretty big flurry, just going after Sadabu, trying to land big shots. But after that, the pace slowed down much more. And Mago was just in control of it the entire time. I don't, like, you know, just talking about how it's like all of these weight cuts back to back, and, you know, how it's just like it's going to be the roughest at the end of the season. Sadabu just didn't look close to like he did throughout the beginning of the season. I don't know. He just looked way more patient, just timid, just wasn't really going for much, you know, and just was letting Mago control like most of the fight. Third round comes, and Magomed landed a beautiful right hand to the body, and instantly you just see Sadabu was like, oh, I did not like that. Back straight up into the fence. Mago puts the pressure on, just starts throwing a few punches, gets him to panic shoot, and then just jumps the gilly, gets the tap, and motherfucking 2-time champ Magamillions gets it done. Just it was just sad to see, man. Like it was a great performance from Magomed. Just won because I'm pretty sure he won it in 2018, or I believe so. I forget if it was the first championship or the second one. Yeah, he won it in 2018, and then just got to the finals in 2021, lost to Ray Cooper, and then just throughout like the other years, different shit, like whether it was I'm pretty sure like injuries or visa issues and stuff, like kind of getting pulled from the season, not able to like make it through, but finally gets back here, and this is good shit for him, man. Most winningest fighter in PFL history with a 16-1 record. That's pretty damn crazy. Been here since the fucking start of the PFL, and the only person to beat him was Ray Cooper in 2021. That's a pretty damn good run right there.
And even then, like him and Ray Cooper are 1-1. He beat him the first time they fought in 2018.
So is that the trilogy to make?
Yeah, right. No, the trilogy to make is him versus Chris Curtis. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but yeah. So great performance from Magomed. Sadabu. It's funny too because it's like with. Sadabu being 36, Mago 33, and just in the preview, I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like Mago's like the age has kind of been wearing on him more, and then it's like, who knows if it's just at 36 years old trying to make that weight cut consecutively back to back, if it's still a thing that Sadabu can do at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But 170-pound champ, Magamillions. There's only one fight for him. That's next, right? He's fought basically everyone in the goddamn welterweight division that matters at this point. It's him versus Jason Jackson.
Yes, sir.
How do you guys feel? Like, who do you favor, like, on initial thoughts heading into that one?
It's just, I don't know. After seeing Jason Jackson's performance against Yaroslav, seeing just how tough he is, his physicality, just not, like... He's not getting taken down on the feet. He's real good. He gets the decisions every time. Like, he's not one to... I know he knocked out Yaroslav, and that was great, but, like, he generally goes on decision runs because he's so solid all around, but he clearly has the power to hurt people, too. I would favor him.
I would as well.
Yeah. That's kind of the same show where it's like, Magomed looked great this performance, but it's like... It's like, I don't know, with fucking how dominant Yaroslav's been, and to just go in there and it's like, nah, I'm just timing, like everything you want to do, I'm just timing the counters, I'm stuffing everything. It's like, how does he just not, in your head, it's just like, he probably just does the same exact shit to Mago, you know what I mean? It's like... Right. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's probably the fight that the PFL will make on that, because it's not like... they got any real big names, at 170 to that, like better for Mago to fight. No. But yeah. So we'll see how that shit goes. Good shit for Magamillions though, and he's just another guy making $2 million fucking dollars in a couple of years. You know what I mean? It's like he is definitely gonna be set for the rest of his life too. But into another person of just the story, man. I fucking...
Yeah, this one I was very happy about.
Yeah. 205 championship on the line in this one. Impa Kasanganay versus Josh Silveira. Another decision. Impa gets it done. This was so much easier for him than what I thought it would be. It was kind of crazy just watching this fight play out. And
I was so happy to see him get it done because I know you were doubting him the whole time. I'm like, nah, Impa can do it. He's better. And I will give Josh the fact that he's tough as shit. Yeah, there's no reason for him to be that tough. Like, it's kind of stupid, but yeah, Impa was just beating him the fuck up over those 5 rounds.
Yeah, man. It was like halfway through the second round, Josh looked like he's already been fucking battered for 20 minutes, just looking exhausted, like red, sweaty, just like...
Yeah, I think it was in the second round because it was the first round he was already just looking like done. The first round. In the second round, it was like I seen him look up at the clock. I think it was the second or the third round. There was still like 3 minutes left.
Yep.
I was like, damn, that's got to be harsh to see that there's still 3 minutes left in the second round of a 5-round fight.
Yeah. No, I know. Every time you see a fighter check the clock and it's like, yeah, there's only been like a minute and a half, 2 minutes that goes by, you're just like, oh, that's a fucking shitty feeling to fucking.
Yeah, I mean, like, and again, going back to me saying that he's tough as hell, because there were multiple times his face said he did not want to be there at all.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept fighting his way through to survive to the decision. You know what I mean? Like when Impa was taking him down, when Impa was on his back, when he was cranking on his face, you know what I mean? Like he was doing what he had to do to survive.
Yeah. And fucking, yeah, like just like you said, he looking beaten and like, you know, like he didn't want to be there, but just that determination. I think it was like the 5th round or going into the 5th, his corner is like, yeah, like you need a finish here. You know what I mean? Like you have to go for it. And to start it off, like, yeah, he was going after him, but it's like every time you're coming in, you're getting bombed on with big right hands. None of your takedowns are going anywhere. Like just, yeah, that's got to be rough. But motherfucking Impa, man, just a great performance, solid fucking victory, improves to 15-3 overall in his career, and yeah, it's just crazy that fucking 2 years ago he got fucking or 3 years ago maybe at this point got knocked out by Joaquim. Yeah,
just a little over 2 years
or 3 years because 2020.
Oh, Joaquim, sorry. I was looking at the Carlston Harris one because
gotcha.
that was when he ended up getting cut from the UFC.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, from there, lost an Eagle FC. The middle of 2022 was fighting on XMMA on YouTube, sleeping in his car and shit. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Gets his shot on the Challenger Series, gets a first round knockout. They say, hey, come over here and fight on this card. But not even for the actual tournament of PFL. Gets the win. All the shit that happened in the beginning of the year with all the people failing their drug tests and stuff. He gets a shot, or
just gets an opportunity.
He gets the opportunity to fight in to fight in the season.
Yeah.
Gets enough points to be in the playoffs and ends up fucking winning $1 million. Like that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is just beautiful. Like,
yep.
And that's why it just like. I don't know, like, because everyone, you know, in MMA, it's like, oh, you know, like, a lot of people just be like, yeah, it's like, you know, the fights and just whatever, and just, like, but it's the storylines that draw in, like, the people and, like, the casuals and get people excited for fighters and stuff like that, and it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy that, I mean, I guess PFL, whatever, probably just doesn't do, like, a good enough job of, like, actually, like, kind of
telling the story.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's just us going through the record and just seeing this, and it's like, oh shit, like, it's crazy that this is where, you know, like, it's able to play out, but, like, I just don't get how people aren't more interested in the PFL and just, like, yeah, the tournament type stuff because of shit like this, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I love it, man. It's just so great.
Hell yeah.
It's like you said, just fucking... Just like, yeah, about a year and a half ago fighting on fucking YouTube, and now he's a motherfucking millionaire. Like, that's just beautiful to see.
She gives me the chills. I'm like, yeah, good for you, bro. I love it.
It's fucking awesome. But this guy, motherfucking Impa, he's a crazy son of a bitch, I'll tell you that.
Sure is.
Yes.
Because... how do you go, like, you're getting knocked out by, like, got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley, who is now at 170 pounds, and that was at 185 pounds. He now just won a championship at 205 pounds. He's like, give me motherfucking Francis Ngannou. I will take that fight. Bruh.
Yeah, no.
This dude is 5'11", with a 75-inch reach.
Yeah.
He's like, I can do it.
Jalen Turner is bigger and taller and longer than him, and he's a lightweight.
That's so crazy.
This dude wants to fight Big Francis after watching him fight Tyson Fury. Like, Tyson Fury, who's, 6'9", with a fucking 85-inch reach or some shit? Like...
The man is at most 6'6", but okay. I know what they bill him at, but...
Either way.
He said, or Nemkov.
That was the other name, because I couldn't remember the other name that he said.
Nemkov.
Which that's the fight that they should do. But I mean, it's
Yes.
like Nemkov said that he wants to fight a heavyweight anyway, so it's like
It's because they weren't giving him fights at 205 in Bellator. Like they just he had no one he was fighting. He's just like, I just want to fight. I will move up and relinquish the belt so I can fucking fight.
That's really
Holy
funny.
shit.
So there we go. We got a fight.
yeah, that's definitely a fight that I'd be interested in seeing.
Hell yeah.
That is
Mhm.
a really good test for Impa to like actually see where he's at in like the 205, like, you know, just like the top like
Landscape.
15. Yeah, like just overall like in the entire sport, because it's like Vadim is a very highly like talented guy. Like everyone understands like just how good he is in comparatively to like UFC guys, you know, like he is in that conversation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he just goes out there and fucks up Vadim Nemkov like that, bro.
Or this is the name that the PFL was talking about. For Francis.
Bro, there ain't.
No, I feel
I'm
like,
just kidding.
No, I know, but like,
I feel like the names they were talking about were probably Deontay Wilder and Fabricio Verdum. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd be fine with Verdum. He's like 43 now, right?
This man is gonna get uppercutted like he did against Jay in JDS's debut. Just
But yeah, good shit for Impa though, man. That shit's awesome. Just yeah, legendary shit right there. The last.
I was gonna say, do we skip these two and go right into them? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Last title fight, it was the prelim main event. Just a great idea for them. We said it going in, you know, that like it was very smart to have them on, like, to put this fight on the free portion, and it 100% delivered, because Jesus Pinedo rematching Gabriel Braga. Braga gets the split decision win the first time around over 3 rounds. This one's scheduled for 5. Didn't even need it, because 58 seconds into the 3rd round, Pinedo got it done, finishes him off.
standing TKO.
Yeah, I mean, because he hit him with like a right hand. He drops down, like he starts to like, you know, come back up, like throws a few more punches. Ref steps in, and he's
Why
like,
me?
yeah,
Like, it was over. Like, just Braga, like, you know, obviously, you know, he's just like, as soon as the ref steps in, hey, I'm fine. It's like, bro, all you were doing was this on the cage. You were not fine.
Exactly, and that's all he had
That's
been
not
doing the whole time
intelligible
anyway.
defense.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that's just not intelligible defense. That's why he stepped in.
It was funny because listening to like the post fight press conference, and like one of the like reporters or whatever just asking Don Davis about that finish, is like, oh, you know, it's like kind of early, and like I just heard that, I'm just like, damn, that, like, I did not have any thoughts in the moment of like that was an early stoppage, or
No, neither did I. Like, at most, I think that's like maybe like 2-3 seconds early, but like, okay, he lands like 4, 5, 6, 7 more punches.
That's
like,
the thing is, yeah, he wasn't doing anything. He was just covering up on the cage. It's like,
so
how long
maybe
are you
like
gonna let that go on?
yeah.
yeah, it's like maybe slightly early, but it's not like any type of egregious thing. Like,
I didn't think that at all in the moment, honestly.
no, neither did I. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going off what
No,
was
yeah,
being
yeah.
said. Like, it's just like,
But yeah,
I mean, maybe early, but
just
not like.
yeah. But like from the start of the fight though, it, like, I don't know, Braga just did not seem like he had like the confidence that he needed to, like, he would just wasn't very active, was just kind of trying to, like, you know, pick out his little counters, just like landing like some good leg kicks on him. But Pinedo was just way more active, just landing good shots to the body, landing good leg kicks, just being a bit more active with, like, you know, combinations.
I mean, are you surprised? Because it's like, yeah, he got the split decision over him, which, like, you would think, like, oh, I got the win, I got the confidence. But it's like, after that, he knocked out Marlon Moraes after 5 other people had done it. So it's like, okay. Then another split decision win over Chris Wade.
Yes.
And then you look at what Jesus Pinedo has done since he lost the split to him, which was knocking out Brendan Loughnane, the former champ, in the first round.
Yup.
And then knocking out Bubba Jenkins in the second round, who he was
Yep.
also a champ, right?
I don't know if
Or
he
at
was a
least
champ, but he's made it to like championship, like semifinals.
Yeah.
Like, he's a
Yeah.
very good fighter.
Exactly. He's been up there a couple of times. We all know who he is. You know what I mean? So still, those 2 wins versus his 2 wins, like, Jesus has done much better in a much better fashion.
Yeah, and that's why, like, on the broadcast, and like, you know, they were just like talking about both of them, like, in their little pre-show and stuff, and it's like, they were like, oh yeah, Jesus, like, yeah, got like these spectacular knockouts, but they're just like, oh, Braga has been like steadily improving throughout the season, been looking like better and better, and like, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm like, what are you? Like, he knocked out a guy that's been knocked out fucking 6 times previously before that in a row. Like, and then, to your point, a split decision over Chris Wade.
And he's also 35.
Yeah.
Like,
and fucking Pinedo's just running through every one of these motherfuckers. Like, what?
Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Like, I mean, maybe they're just thinking that because Braga won the first time, he was probably going to win the second time.
Braga.
So, yeah, like, undefeated guy, like, I don't know, but that's why it's just missed bad on that.
Yeah, just crazy to count him out because of that split decision loss. Like, we'd been talking about it since, like, like, he can get that back, and he did.
Yeah.
And that was fucking awesome for him. Like, it was just, them showing, like, his whole watch party, just a whole room full of, like, probably, like, family, friends, Jim, whoever. But just, it's fucking awesome. First, he's the first Peruvian champ now, right?
Yeah, first world MMA champ from Peru. So just putting Peru on, like, the map, the global stage, it's just awesome. You've seen all the emotion afterwards. Like, that meant so much to him. And
only 27 years old. Like, that's fucking amazing.
And that stare down with Patricio Pitbull too, just getting right up in that one really got me excited. I was like, I am ready to see these two fight each other. It's
after seeing it, it's like, okay, I am excited for this now. Because thinking about it, it's like, if he beats Patricio, that really does put him in that idea of he could do really well in the UFC. He could really, like, he's up there. Like, that's where he's at.
And, like, what's good about it is, like I just said, he's only 27 years old. So that's somebody that even if his contract does have him in there for the next 3 years, he's coming out 30 years old.
Yeah.
He's not coming out 32, 33, like, he's coming out at a great time with great experience and wins to be like, yo, dog, let me get a top 15 shot.
It's really funny. I forgot that he actually was in the UFC, went 1-1 in 2018, 2019. Lost to John McDessie, unanimous decision. They cut him after a second fight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
it's also crazy because that was a short notice fight. Like, he was supposed to fight, but he was supposed to fight Chris
Grutzmacher.
Thank you, because I was not going to be able to say that, and got John McDessie instead.
That's kind of crazy, but it's shit like that where UFC just so quick to drop some people sometimes because they're just like, I don't give a fuck, and then it's like another promotion is gonna pick them up, and they're just like, nah, you got talent in you, and just like. Since losing in the UFC, the one split decision in the beginning of this year to Braga and gets that back, wins $1 million, and it's fucking. That's just so fucking awesome, man. I was so happy to see that for him. And it's like, a fight with Patricio, that's gonna be a big fight. He's gonna get a whole lot of recognition off of if he gets that win. Yeah. And like you said, like if he's in there for 3 years, gets out at 30 years old, it's like, dude, 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. We could easily see him moving up to 155 at some point in his career as well. So it's like, he's a fucking banger. He loves to scrap. Like 155 seems like a good home for him later in his career.
Oh yeah.
Because it was just funny during that stare down, just like looking at their height difference, and then that person coming in, think about it, he got shoes on. It's like, Patricio in there with a pair of shoes on, Jesus barefoot, just towering over him.
It's also just funny too, like fucking just Patricio just giving him that little snarl, that lip just fucking twitching. Oh man, but good shit for Pinedo, though. Can't wait to see what PFL is able to do with him, see where he goes in his career. And 27 years old, fucking 23-6-1 record. Like, crazy. So experienced.
I really want to see. God damn it. Damn it, UFC. No, I really want to see him in the UFC because I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about it like last time. Like, man, how would a fight between Pinedo and Diego Lopez look?
Fun.
Damn, that's a fucking
right.
I feel like I'd probably favor Lopez, honestly.
Well, like when you look at the names, the fact they lost to Mozart, but went to war with Mozart. Like, it's one of those things where it's like you do have that,
This has nothing to do with any of this, but there's something that we forgot to mention, and we can't forget to mention.
Yes. I was going to bring it up.
Impa Josh Silveira. Mario Yamasaki pulled up to ref that shit.
How could I
Bro,
forget?
when
When
I saw that man there with his heart, me and Jimmy, same reaction, jaw dropped, hands on our head, like,
Yeah.
no fucking way, what's gonna happen?
All three of us were like, wait, Mario's back? What the fuck? No!
Yeah, because
Thank you for
gonna
bringing
die.
this up, because 100% Mario Yamasaki with his heart is going to be a picture in this thumbnail. So.
Yep.
It's going to be the 3 champs that won by finish and Mario Yamasaki.
that's really funny. But yeah, Josh is extra lucky that Impa was like composed and calm, that he was like walking him down and beating him up, and that he was tough enough to not go down, because if it would have went down and Impa was landing ground and pound on him, when would Mario have stopped it? Would he have? Would this have been a decision anyway? And he got lucky, but also we didn't get a Mario moment, but
Yeah. Which I mean is good in reality.
It's good, but
Before
to be
our hearts.
fair, just about everyone in the fight
everyone wants to see
companion,
it a little bit.
everyone in the fight companion except for Katie was like, "Are we gonna get him in the Larissa Pacheco fight?" We were all like,
I forget which one it was after, but then we got fucking his brother, Fernando Yamasaki.
"The heavyweight fight."
Oh, yeah. I remember just looking tiny, and he's like, I remember, because we're watching it, and it's like, oh, yeah, like, what's, how's he gonna do? And then he's just so far away from them, just standing there.
Oh,
But
someone's
it's like,
gonna
bro,
die.
when you see him next to them going to raise their hands, it's just two guys, towers next to him. He was at their shoulders.
Yeah.
Just this little man
he even
and
at
two
their
very big
shoulders?
men. Like, he probably isn't even little. He's probably normal sized, and they're just two giants. Like,
How tall is this man?
Yeah,
but either way, sorry, I just wanted to bring that up because
Beautiful.
didn't want to forget.
No,
yeah.
I was gonna bring that up once we got through all the fights, because I'm like, no, this cannot go unspoken.
But yeah, that shit is fucking great to see Yamasaki back. Like, I mean, because I know he is like, he does live in DC. I'm pretty sure like him and his brother have like a gym out there and stuff like that. So like it does make sense that them showing up for that. But yeah, that was the 6 title fights. The other 2 big fights that we had were on the pay-per-view part of the card. Kayla Harrison was back. She was supposed to fight Julia Budd, but this time she was taking on Aspen short notice.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it, man. I hate Aspen Ladd so much. She is always there to ruin everyone's fun, and she does it again. Yeah, I mean, she did have some moments of like reversing some positions and like looking like she might put some Kayla Harrison in some trouble, but overall, just Kayla was so physical in there compared to her, just dominant performance overall. And she calls out Chris Cyborg and is like, there's some girl that thinks she's like a bad bitch in Bellator or some shit like that. And Cyborg's like, I'm not a girl, I'm a woman, and we don't refer to ourselves as bitches. So I thought that was pretty funny.
But that's all there is to say about that.
Yeah.
No, quite honestly.
Kayla back after a year to fight Aspen Ladd. Don Davis even said it himself on fucking Ariel show. He's like, this is a tune-up fight for Kayla Harrison to fight Chris Cyborg. Like that's what it is. That's all that was.
Get rid of the ring rust real quick.
Yep. But yeah, and then to open up the pay-per-view,
Blonde Brunson.
yeah, he was back against an overweight Ray Cooper III at middleweight.
Yeah, because how you fight at 170, you move up to 185, and then you miss weight.
Hey, at least he didn't do the Rumble thing and miss weight by like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Because that's what
God.
Rumble did.
Okay, but you know what? He's 5'7" with a 70-inch reach, so there's no reason for him to be missing weight by 10 pounds at 185.
No, I know.
Respectfully.
I know. But
That was just, oh my God, him. They're just like, all right, you need to move up. I bet. It comes in 196.
Absolutely not. But anyway, Brunson opened that first round immediately with a spinning wheel kick, just right to the face. It clipped him too. It wasn't like,
off, like top of,
it
that
wasn't
little...
the cleanest, but it was real nice. And it was like, yo, what the fuck? This is what we're getting. But then it was just, honestly, it should have been finished actually in the first round.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brunson had him on the ground and was just absolutely beating the shit out of him. And then
In mount.
Well, it's because before that, fucking Brunson, he grabs the single leg, fucking pushes him up on the cage. Literally, Ray Cooper's ankle is on top of his shoulder and just starts throwing left hooks. Third one clips him right on the chin. Brunson goes down, and I was just like, "Oh my god, bro!" Like classic Brunson fashion. The first round was old school Brunson fight. It was absolutely beautiful. But then it's like he brought back the old school Brunson, so he had a fun first round. Now he's exhausted. Ray Cooper hasn't fought in a while, moving up fucking 17 pounds, because he missed weight. He was also exhausted.
And but he was way more exhausted.
No, yeah.
And it was pretty fucking bad.
And then it was just Brunson, like, mainly for the rest of the fight, getting on top position and then just should have been able to finish the fight, but then not finishing the fight.
Because he dumped it all in the first round. Because, like, the way it ended was Brunson on top. Like, they just let it ride out to the bell, but Brunson was just beating the shit out of him. And then, it was like after that it was just... Brunson was just beating him up, but not enough to take him out because he was too tired.
Yeah. I was about to say, it should have been ended in the first... We were all yelling, like, stop the fight. He's not doing anything. He's getting his face pounded in. Stop the fight.
So holding your arms out in front of you is very intelligent defense.
But listen, it still wasn't a terrible fight, though. Like, even with, like, going to the decision, it wasn't like Brunson just, like, laid on top of him, and it wasn't, like, the smallest shots either, where it's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like, he was still fighting. It just wasn't enough to get it done. Still entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
And then Derek Brunson calls out Jake Paul on the mic.
I'm here to ball. Where the fuck's Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
I was trying to remember. I was like, yo, what'd he say? But, yep.
And then like the next morning he also tweeted, he's like, I made so much money last night. He's like, that might have been my last fight ever. He's like, thanks PFL.
That's really funny.
Yeah. But like that's always like just the funny thing, because it's like, obviously a promotion like the UFC, you're gonna have the best chance to make the most money there. You know what I mean? Like there's nowhere else where you'll have a better potential to make more money. But it's like, for people that have been paying their motherfucking dues in the sport for a long ass time, and they finally get a chance to like become a free agent, you're gonna find a smaller promotion that it's like, you are going to be a very big name for us, so we're going to pay you what you're worth, and they're going to get much more money than what they did in the UFC. And it's like, I don't know, it's just funny that like some people, like, when they're just like, I'm going to another place to like, get more money, and they're just like, oh, but you could have just gotten more money if you just did good in the UFC. And it's like, that's not like, like, I don't know, so many people are just too fucking brick brain to get that through their head. You know what I mean?
Oh yes. Let's have, let's just be telling, 39-year-old Derek Brunson in the middleweight division in the UFC, hey, you just need to get to the title. It's like, motherfucker, they were not allowing him to get to the title. Anytime he got close, they would pull a fucking, like, Curtis Blades on and be like, here's this guy who can knock you out.
Yeah, like, it's just crazy though, going 14-7 in the UFC and having one fight in the PFL and being like, damn, I made enough money to retire. Like, had 21 fights in the biggest MMA organization.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe he was making like 100K and change or something, you know what I mean? Like in the UFC or something. Like, I wouldn't doubt if he made like fucking 200, 250, 300K for this fight, you know what I mean? Like, probably made a fucking great ass amount of money, like, comparatively, and then just probably better, like, having more like sponsored deals or whatever, you know what I mean? Just whatever fucking shit just help out. Like, it just good shit for Brunson, man. Good for him. I don't know if he'll fight again or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he'll do, but
I mean, to be fair, him versus Jake Paul's first like MMA fight, him versus Brunson isn't that bad.
I mean, that's definitely a fight where Jake could easily lose just because of grappling, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also a fight he could win just based on power.
Yep, exactly. That's why it's
beautiful. So that's why I think that might actually be a real... Now that I'm thinking about it, that might actually just be a good first fight for Jake Paul in MMA.
Yeah, and I'm sure Brunson, I mean, he already called him out, talking about he won a ball. It's like, I'm sure he'll get paid for that fight, so it's like, why wouldn't he be down?
Yeah, and with him saying, like, oh, I made enough that I might retire, it's like, yeah, I'm sure he would, if he would have no problem doing nothing until Q4 of next year to get a fucking Jake Paul fight in MMA. Like, what the fuck? Like, he'll probably be guaranteed like $1 million at least for that fight. You know what I mean? Like, he'll get so much money for that. Like, yeah,
he'll get paid. He'll get taken care of.
Yeah, so that good shit for Brunson. Let's see where he goes throughout the PFL the rest of his career. But yeah. Other than that, Biagio Ali Walsh was back, got another knockout finish, second round, 6 knockout straights for him. Good shit. But yeah, that's the motherfucking PFL championship card.
I just want to know when Biagio Ali Walsh is going to turn pro.
Never. He's just going to fight as an amateur on the PFL forever.
I feel bad for Lopez in this one. I'm not even going to lie. Because I'm like, damn, you're like, yeah, you're on ESPN, but damn, you ain't even getting paid for this. Like, I want to know where during that fight he was like, man, I should just turn pro. I don't need to be getting beat up like this.
Yeah, that was his past 5 fights, just finishing people in no later than the second round on ESPN as an amateur.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I was talking about Joel Lopez. Just where in that fight did he think, man, I shouldn't be getting beat up like this for no
that's
money.
What I'm saying. I'm sure it's all of his opponents at this point. Like, man, I'm either done or let me get paid.
Yeah. But hell yeah, man.
Yo. Ed Davis, the last guy he beat up, lost to him and went pro.
Biagio?
Who would have guessed?
I just wanted to see.
Makes sense.
Oh, that's really funny. Okay, this guy stayed amateur since losing to him, but I mean, it was this year. But
no, yeah.
That is really funny, though.
He's like, damn, I should be getting paid. And then he gets the first round renegade choke less than a minute. Nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's a PFL 2023 championship card overall. It was solid overall. It wasn't the best for, like, I don't know, getting big moments to just, you know, out of it to kind of put on like social media, like to really build up like more hype like afterwards, you know, like you got, and like that's the thing that where it just kind of sucks because it's like, yeah, Jesus Pinedo got the finish, but what real hype is like for casual fans or anything like that is like Pinedo versus Pitbull. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many people are really going to care about that. Magomed, you know, gets the finish over Sadabu. I feel like Jason Jackson winning against Yaroslav, like, yeah, it just hurts that of just having a longer reigning champ, you know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah,
who really cares about that? And then it's like, yeah, of course, heavyweights gets a finish.
Care.
But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
they got fucking Ryan Bader as Bellator champ. And so it's like,
should have retired 10 years ago, Bader.
And then, yeah, so it's just kind of hard for them.
It's fine, because you can definitely find clips of Larissa landing really clean, good shots on Marina, Impa landing really good, clean shots on Josh. Brunson, just for the funsies, just the first 2 seconds of the first round. You know?
It's just hard.
I mean, you pull his ground and pound as well. You pull all the ground and pound as well.
Because it's like, even with like Impa, you know, it's like just seeing some shit online where it was like, yeah, how like 2.5 years ago, Joaquin Buckley is fucking, you know, like knocking him out, and now he's like 205 PFL champ, and it's like how Buckley just isn't like actually like a great fighter or anything right now, and so it's like most people aren't like gonna look at it as like, oh, like he just went up like and got like a lot better, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just like, oh, he's just not that great. You know what I mean? PFL's not that great.
And it's just crazy, though, because it's like the way that Joaquin knocked him out, it's like, bro, anybody that was eating that clean was sleeping.
Hey.
No one was seeing that coming.
Holy shit.
I got a lot louder.
Yeah, you guys got a hell of a lot louder.
Yeah, went into loud mode. Let's go.
The ghost that works our mixer just likes to fuck with us sometimes.
Yeah, because you guys got staticky loud.
Ooh, very nice.
I'm sure that sounded really good in your ears.
Got the headphones. It's just I didn't like, cause I saw that you started going like that, and like I just didn't know, because like I looked over at my thing, and like, cause obviously when you like in shit, like it'll like clip all the way red like when it's too loud, and it wasn't doing that, so like I didn't think that was going on. My bad.
No, you're good. Like my eyes like did how Larissa's opponents do when it happened, because I'm just like, fuck.
But so that's just like the only thing that sucks about that, you know. It's just
nah,
like,
I feel you.
people aren't like, they just see like, some people lose, and it's just like, especially if they go to another promotion and start doing good, it's just like, oh, that promotion just sucks. Like it.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah, but hopefully it, like, definitely the biggest ones, like Larissa Cyborg, that's definitely like the biggest one that they can do. And then Pinedo Pitbull, just because it's Pitbull, you know what I mean? But it's like,
those are your main event. Those are your main and co-main events right there for that card.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I mean, 2023 overall for PFL, I feel like it was a pretty solid year. I don't think it was as great of a year as they might have hoped for, but they're putting a lot of building blocks in place. You know what I mean? They're starting to like set up a foundation that, I mean, who knows? Maybe this fucking foundation is just made of paper mache and it's all gonna come crashing down very soon. You know what I mean? Or it's like actual fucking sturdy, and just as time goes on, they're just gonna be able to get bigger, better, just add more and actually grow. As I know they're saying they want to be like a co-leader to the UFC. Other than government intervention, that's not happening. You know what I mean? Like that is the only way that that's gonna happen. But hey, 2024 in April is right around the corner, so
I was gonna say we got government intervention on the way.
Yeah, potentially,
allegedly.
But yeah, man.
Supposedly.
Let's go. PFL 2023 is over. I'm very excited for 2024, though. They're going to have so much shit going on. The biggest thing that I want them to fix is they got to get fucking, like, their networking figured out. So, like, all of their shit can be broadcast to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like...
I thought you were going to say, I want to see them get rid of the smart cage.
Oh. I mean... The smart cage and the numbers and stuff, like, I've been said that since the start. You know,
I just thought that you were going to go with the joke and say that, because that's honestly immediately what I thought. I was like, get rid of all that extra shit, bro.
No, they do need to get rid of a lot of the extra shit. Like, it's mainly, like, I don't mind the smart cage in the sense that, it, like, we get, like, the stats for strikes and stuff at that moment. Like, I don't mind, like, live strike numbers.
You love those miles per hour?
I hate the miles per hour. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. It means jack, fuck, and shit. That's what it means. No one cares.
So funny.
Get rid of a lot of the superficial bullshit that does not mean anything. RefCam is alright, but like,
get rid of it.
It can be implemented so much better.
If they're gonna have it, they need to upgrade the quality, and they need to have it in the center of the fucking glasses and not on like the outside angle.
What do you mean? I don't even think it needs to be on the glasses. I think at that point, up the quality, just to make sure that you up the quality, get like the police body cam things, like where you can put it like center of chest.
But then if they're like on the ground, like, and you're just kind of looking down at them, it's gonna be like pointed more.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying there, but like
point your chest down. Well,
that's kind of my point on why like they shouldn't even be like. I would rather them get rid of the ref cam just because of I see like very little value because they only ever do that, and trying to do the middle, it's just like
they're gonna look stupid as shit, but they already do.
Yeah,
I just don't like it in general. Like,
yeah, because it's like if they fix out the network and shit, and they are able to like have all of their shit easily available to everyone, then that'll be much easier for them to grow and shit. But it's like, get the fucking Challenger Series off of Fubo TV. Get fucking the international shows off of... I mean, it can stay on DAZN, but then they gotta work out a deal with ESPN where they can have those things on DAZN in the US so it can be broadcast here. You know what I mean? They gotta figure this shit out. And I know Don Davis said that they're gonna, like, they're trying to work on that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like...
ESPN ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll just let you fucking broadcast other shit on another fucking platform in America. No. You know what I mean? Like,
and honestly, that makes sense. Like, cause like, why? Like,
I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes, though. This is like, I don't know. For you guys, there like any other like final thoughts on PFL 2023 in general? What you're looking forward to in 2024? Any sort of things like that?
I'm looking forward to them. Isn't it 2024? They're officially partnered with USADA. Let's go.
They need
Ginger,
to drop
fuck off.
Hey, you got anything else you want to say?
No.
All right. Well, with that, that's the end of this episode of the podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you did, as always, like and subscribe. It helps out. We're starting to get up in our fucking numbers on the views and all of that, but we just need the subscribers to help translate. You know what I mean? So that shit always helps out. We much appreciate it all. Other than that, we'll catch you on the preview. Benny Dariush, Armin Saryuki, and next week, let's fucking go. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog.